Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to hear a story titled, My Ex-Wife Who Wants to Come Back After 2 Failed Marriages. And a shout out to AM for sending this story. And guys, this story is about a young guy. He's 36 now. But 12 years ago, he met the gal and became his first wife, or only wife. And you're going to see that he did what a lot of guys do, got married too young, got married too fast, like getting to know her, and of course married the wrong girl, and it was a train wreck. However, after they got divorced, guess what she did? Well, being stupid as she is, she got married a second time. And that didn't work out a third time. And now she realized this guy who's telling the story is a pretty darn good thing and wants him back, but nope, not a chance. And that'll be an entertaining one to go over here, guys, just to show you that they always come back. And, of course, don't rush into marriage and all that. Oh, before I get too close to before I jump into the story, again, guys, I've been saying all week, if you're on X, formerly Twitter, come check me out and follow the channel, SSM Channels. We're having a really good time over there, and the number is growing. And, of course, because YouTube doesn't let you guys know all the time about updates, this way on there, you'll know when there's an update. So, starts off, says here, back in 2013, September 2013, I met my now ex-wife in person, who was 19 years old at the time I was 24. I asked for a number and she gave it to me. She was going through a hard time in her life and ignored my text, so I gave up and stopped messaging her. Well, that ought to tell you, don't waste your time with her, but, you know. She replied back one day around December of that year saying she's so sorry and that she was mean to me and I'm not the reason, so I started chatting with her back. No, what happened was you weren't the guy she wanted initially, but when the other guys didn't want her, then she decided to go to you around Christmas time so you could buy her shit. Let's be honest here. I decided to take her on vacation to get to know her for about 20 days to another country. What? You just met this girl and you're taking her on vacation and paying for her for 20 freaking days? Smack! Are you nuts? That's just telling her, oh, look at this sucker who's going to pay for everything. Guys, don't leave. I know you want to leave now. All of a sudden, like, I don't want to hear one of these simp stories. Just bear with me. It's a good one in the end. Well, we came back and she thought that things would end between us because I probably wanted to have fun with her, but I said I wanted to be serious with you. Fast forward to 2015, and we dated until I married her in 2015. Smack! You got married to her in less than 2 years of knowing her? Are you out of your freaking mind? Why? Just like, why'd you take her on vacation so quickly? This screams a guy who's desperate. He doesn't get a lot of women. And when guys behave that way, it turns women off. And it shows her, oh, look, I didn't have to do a whole lot to get this guy. I can treat him like dog shit. By the way, gentlemen, this guy, English is not his first language, so bear with me as I read his tale. Well, everything was smooth those years. We had our first child in 2016. I was the sole provider, as she was the housewife and enjoyed her time doing what she wanted. Yeah, you mean nothing? After our second child was born in 2018, we had a postpartum helper at home who said some stuff to her, and she didn't like it, and didn't like the way I handled the situation, and it made her think I wasn't a man. Her way of handling situations like this is basically screaming and shouting at the other person. So she flies off the handle like a fucking child. The problem is, she's very young, raising children, and she behaves like a child herself. Notice he said about she didn't like the way he handled this person, maybe because he didn't fly off the handle like her, but she's attacking his manhood. 8 months after the birth in that situation, my mom and younger sister visited us from a 14-hour flight. My mom and sister came and stayed with us at our house. My younger sister had an argument with my ex, and she wanted me to stand up for her again, the same way like before, and she was screaming at my sister and kicking them out of the house, according to her words. Instead, the way I handled the situation was telling my ex to calm down first, and I'm talking to my sister, telling her what she said was not cool, and she shouldn't be doing it. Again, his wife wants him to fly off the handle. He's handling like a mature adult. Calm down. I'll talk to her. That type of thing. He actually is acting like a fucking man. Well, this incident made my ex leave the house and go to her mom's house and stayed there with her mom until my mom and sister left the country. According to her words, those events caused her not to see me as a man and not respect me. Now, I can see this guy obviously has done a lot of things that could cause a woman not to respect her. We all know those. I don't have to rehash them. But regardless, this is who she is. After she came back, she had a bad memory in our house. So to make her feel better, we left this house and upgraded to a bigger house so she could feel better. You went and got a bigger house so she could feel better? Why don't she get a fucking job and help contribute to the, cost of living? Around 2020, after my son's heart surgery, the tax refund money, which came back into her account. She basically used that money and went into another city, living alone, enjoying herself while leaving behind the kids and me for about 3 months. She abandoned you guys for 3 months, you and the little kids? What does it say about her? She's a big fucking child, no responsibility. And that tax refund is partially your money. And by the way, he mentioned about the kid having heart surgery. Is that what he said? Yeah, heart surgery? That kid needs his mama, or at least a good mama. Dude, this isn't working. While she was away, God knows what she did, but I'm sure what she did was chatting and video chatting with other guys. Dude, I think she was doing more than chatting with other guys. She was using her mouth, but not the way you think she was. In any case, fast forward after 3 months, I went and picked her up and brought all her things back to our house. Why? Fuck. It's time to end it. Well, fast forward to June of 2021, and she asked for a divorce. There's a freaking surprise. I insisted that we could work through things, but she was sure on a divorce. At the time, I had no clue of all the video chatting with the other guys or meeting other guys after I left work and her dropping off the kids at daycare. I had no clue of anything that was happening behind me because I was focused on work so I can get back to my family at the end of each day. This is why I don't believe in the stay-at-home wife thing anymore, unless they're very little kids and she really is a good wife, taking care of the cooking and cleaning and kids and all that. Beyond that, they're bored, and when young women are bored, there's a problem for the guy. But clearly he doesn't want a divorce only because the kids, but she's screwing up the kids. Every day, the kids are probably 10 times a day. Where's mommy? Where's mommy? 2 months before she asked for divorce, she was very different. Distant and hiding her phone, dressing differently with makeup, etc. My gut feeling was saying something was wrong, and she was defensive and accusing me of cheating also. Hear all that? The phone, outfits, going away, hiding her phone, makeup. Yeah, it's always the same. She would also not pick up the kids from daycare on time because after her work ended, she would stay 30 to 60 minutes longer and make an excuse that there was an after-work assignment, which she was meeting some guy at a cafe. And the kids are just sitting there waiting for their mom to pick them up. She is scum. This is why you spend years getting to know your girlfriend and consider marrying her. During our whole marriage and before marriage, I was a sole provider and she didn't pay for anything. Everything in the house, including everything she owns, was bought by me, even getting her a car. She worked just because she wanted, and I had no issues with that, like for 2 years. She never had shortage of anything. So, okay, eventually she started working. But obviously probably to meet guys and monkey branch to some other sucker. Well, back to the divorce month, she would basically say she's tired around 9 p.m. while doing nothing when I'm the one who's dropping the kids off at daycare, picking them up, working all day, plus she wasn't even cooking food. Well, that's because you're not laying down the law, and if you are, you're not laying down the law in a way that she understands. It was basically her excuse, and at the time I just assumed she was tired. The real thing was that she was cheating and chatting with her new guy. Things went fast, and I signed the divorce papers telling her that I don't agree, but I'll let you go. It was July that she left the house to her mom's place. Bro, that was the best thing that could ever happen to you, and frankly, the best thing that ever happened to your kids. Better that kids have no mom than an awful one. And she's proven through her actions, I think we can all agree here, she's an awful mother and person. She confessed to some stuff after leaving the house through text. Oh, gee, what stuff? Not even in person. It included that she had romantic feelings in her marriage for 3 or 4 different guys and didn't let it get serious, and her saying that those 2 incidents caused her not to see me as a man nor respect me. Shocker. I told her why couldn't you come forward and tell me, and she said I was young, and now that I'm 26, I'm different and don't feel the same way towards you. She said she got bored and my love died, and that's basically what she said. Yeah, guys like these are boring to women like this, and she's in her mid-20s. She never should have gotten married. Now, you're going to find out later on, spoiler, that this girl came from a rotten family, really dysfunctional, effed up. And that's not her fault. But regardless, he should have known that before he married her and ran for the hills. Well, a lot happened in these 2 months till the divorce was final, including me driving our kids to her mom's city, which is 3 hours away. I can't say I don't do much even after so much of that time. September, the divorce was finalized, and we are now divorced. Hallelujah, you're free, dude. And so are your kids. 2 months after that, she married the guy she was talking to, which I knew was not going to last. She told me that he's better than me and went to university, etc., etc. I didn't, but I own a business. Hear that? She married a guy in 2 months after this. Just shows you how unhinged she is. And said that he's better than him because he went to university. In other words, he has a degree. Monkey branching. Here's the thing and how stupid this is. This guy owns his own business. A guy that starts young and can own his own business and make a profit that early on in life and do well is way smarter than your average guy with a fucking degree from any university, or even an advanced degree. Well, tough shit for her. Fast forward, their marriage lasted 2 years, and she was going to go to another country with another guy before she left. I told her she should focus on herself and not do it. Dude, what she does is not your problem anymore. You got full custody of the kids, obviously. And notice, she totally abandoned the kids. What does that say? But she's off with guy number 3. As always, she didn't listen to my advice. She went and married the third guy and went to a whole new country where she spends all her money that she saved up for 2 years in 7 months. That marriage lasted for 7 months, and she even got pregnant, but had the procedure before coming back to our country. This was the end of 2024. Oh my God. Yeah. This guy should be just laughing his ass off, but he's always going to see her when he looks at his kids. I mean, he loves his kids, obviously, and at least he got his kids from her, but one form or another, she'll be in his life, unless I'm not sure if he has the ability to say, stay the fuck away, depending on where they live. Well, in January 2025, she texted me and said, can we talk about her situation? They always come back. I said, sure, you can call me. She basically said how the issue was with her second marriage and that the third guy, and asking if she and I can date again, to which I very clearly said, no, it's too late now. So what's going on? Why is she back, guys? For all you newcomers out there, you're probably scratching your head saying, why would she come back? Because her situation is shit. She doesn't have anything. She's getting older. She's not as desirable as she once was. It's not so rosy. So she wants to come back to the sure thing nice guy that she thinks she can sweet talk because her perception of him, he's weak. And he did display a lot of weak behavior, don't get me wrong. And now she thinks it's a sure thing. And she can freeload off him and go back to the same crap. Nope. How can someone mess up their life so much when they had such a loving family and kids for just thinking the other side is going to be greener? Brother, it happens every day. She even said herself that others make her more happy than her marriage with me in 2021, and she might find someone who's going to make her happier. Nobody can make her happy. It's sad for her to realize things after all the damage she's caused. Not your fucking problem. Even in her new marriage, she would have realized how much worse her new marriage would have been compared to her life if she had kids. I'm new to sharing on Reddit, and English is not my first language, so things will be typed weirdly. I haven't been with anybody or even touched someone since March of 2021. Dude, I don't blame you. I was focused on my kids, and they were what kept me going on. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my kids. Well, good for you. You're a good dad. In spite of all that shit going on, you're staying strong for your kids. That's what a man does. We all know the narrative, how it's the picture is painted in the movies and shows and songs and the media. That it's the scumbag men that disappear on the kids. No, it's not that. And how many times nowadays that these gals get married in their 20s are immature. They just want to get married so they can have TikTok videos and Instagram pictures, and they get married and real life sets in, and they're awful mothers. When it's the fathers that take care of business. I can't say I don't have feelings for my ex because I used to love her like no other and still care for her, but it's not the same. Smack! Don't start that shit. You shouldn't love her. Fuck her. She don't love you. I'm just sad that I picked the wrong person for my kids because they're without a mother, and I feel bad for them. I've overcome the feelings myself, and I love what she was, not what she's become. Dude, this is who she always was. Don't think for a second this is who she evolved into or devolved into. This is the freaking scumbag she always was. You just were too fucking blind to see it. You, like so many guys out there, saw what you wanted to see. I'm going to guess she's probably very physically beautiful and told you all the things you wanted to hear. And you watched too many romantic comedies and shit. You probably watched Bridget Jones' Diaries 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, that you're that type of guy. And look what happened. Come on here, dude. Don't for a second think that she, got messed up or it's your fault. This is who she always was. This is why it takes years to get to know your girl. But anyhow, guys, that's the abrupt ending to his story, but proving they always come back. He gets to have the last laugh. Now, I hope this guy's learned some shit, and eventually when he starts getting involved again, he doesn't rush into things thinking the kids need a mom and all that. But he's not taking her back, thank God, but still. Now, he had a few additional comments responding to people's messages and all, and I'm going to give you more information here. This first one is about her parents. He says, her parents is a whole other story. Both have issues and treated her badly. I did meet her mom before, but never her father, because she's always insisted that meeting him would be a bad idea. Her parents aren't a good role model for her. I didn't think much of it in my 20s, being busy with work and life, but later on I caught on to stuff. I say all the time, guys, you got to see their family. If their family's screwed up, even though it's not her fault, it's a good possibility that's who she is, or she might end up like them. There are exceptions. The only exception I could ever say is if you meet a great gal and she's great and all these things, but her family's fucked up and she doesn't really talk to them because of that reason, and she's made it clear as day that they crossed the line, she's done with them, or she comes from a fucked up family and she is done with them, then tread carefully. But otherwise, if she's close to her family, they're all a bunch of wackos and there's drama and turmoil, get out of there. That's going to be your life. That's going to be your family. And look here. Another one, he says, legally... Oh, yeah, there's more here. He said, one thing about her mother, which made me tell my ex to never bring my kids near her mom. Her mom basically told my ex that cheating is a good way to keep your marriage. Just stay with him and use his money. Damn, there you go. And you married her with that? Knowing that? You out of your mind? Another one, he said, legally, she's supposed to meet my kids every month on the second week for a day. But there have been times when she didn't meet them for 2 to 4 months, and of course, after leaving the country with her third husband. She hasn't met them for over a year, and now we are in a different country. God, that shit screws kids up. I mean, this should be used, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, to justify, look, abandoning the kids, she shouldn't have to see them. She has no rights. That's the way I see it. Plus, I have full custody of my kids. She can't do anything even if she tried. I got full proof of everything from start, including how she's unfit to be a mother with evidence. Good, keep that. Never change that. And last one, he says, I guess it's my fault for thinking that she's childish and she'll get better. If kids weren't involved, then I wouldn't have tried to look past some of the stuff. Yeah, clearly you can tell he stayed in it for the kids, which is terrible. The biggest reason was that we already had the kids, so I had to be more compromising about some other stuff. No, you didn't, dude. You just had to grow a pair and lay down the law with her. The bigger stuff which happened after our second kid, which is the end of 2018. That's when things started really happening more, and I was unaware because I left to work at 7 in the morning and got back close to 6. I had no idea what was happening. Running a business and being pressured by your partner, caring for your ex and kids, I didn't have time for much stuff and just trusted. Most of the stuff I typed in my post is not known to me until she left the house in 2021 and told me. Other stuff I assume postpartum depression or hormones, etc. I tried to be understanding, but I didn't know there was deeper stuff going on. Well, bro, you should have been able to tell there was deeper shit going on early on, but you were young and inexperienced, as a lot of guys are, but he's all the wiser now. But now that he's in his, let's say, I think he's like 36, if you do the math of the years, and the kids are probably like, I don't know, like upper single digits or something, you got a good thing going with your kids. Don't fuck it up. You're a good guy, good husband. You made mistakes when you're young. It is what it is. But don't for a second think that your ex is ever going to be anything better. Never. So, good for him. Last laugh. We'd like to hear that. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.